Hey guys, just a reminder, if you want to hear all of these wonderful B Plus podcast episodes completely ad-free, make sure you head over to Patreon or Podbean, where we are the featured podcast this week. You can subscribe for as little as $1 a month up to $10 a month, where anything you want to help us with, it really helps out. It's going to help us grow the site. It's going to help us redesign some things, and everything that we get through this and through the advertising as well is all going straight back into the podcast so that we can get Aussie Graps out there for the rest of the world to hear about, for the rest of the world to see, so we can grow this mission of watch global, support local, and build indie wrestling. So if you want to be a part of that and get some really cool rewards like call-in shows, bonus episodes, ad-free like I mentioned, then head over to patreon.com/theb+ and subscribe today.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre!
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list!
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy! Goodbye and good night. Hold two, on bar!
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy!
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Lamas covers, three-handle family Gradunzo.
Mamma mia!
And now, Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin! Number 4, armbar! I will never retire! I still got 200 more! I got 200 more holes to list!
All right, ladies, gents, and non-binary friends, welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I'm your host, Greg Unchained. Today is Saturday, right? This one's coming out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Saturday. You know what that means? Means that right now it's actually Thursday. It's like midnight, and we're very tired. But we're here to talk NXT Edition. The voice you heard there, confirming with me in my tired stupidity that we released this on Saturday, was Big Boy Mikey. How are you, Mikey?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You keep me solid. I appreciate that. It's good that, when you know the things I don't know, that's when we work best as a team.
Definitely.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Well, that was lame, but cool.
Hey, you're not allowed to be confrontational. That's Dander's gimmick. Gimmick infringement. All right. So we're here to talk NXT. As I mentioned, it is quite late, so we're just going to get straight into it, yeah?
Yeah.
You want to start with NXT proper or NXT UK this week?
Sorry, that's got to be a big yawn. That shows how tired we are. Let's start with the UK, because I think, apart from maybe one match was amazing. Kind of a weaker show. NXT, at least, like NXT OG, there was 2, in my opinion, really good matches on that show. So, yeah, it's up to you. Do you want to run with UK first?
UK sounds good, man, because I feel like the closing angle of the NXT show proper is probably a good way to end the show. So let's start with NXT UK. Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster take on the Coffee Brothers. The Coffee Brothers, every time I think of that, I'm like, oh, I want to go get an espresso. They should open a shop. They should be opening a cafe. They're the Coffee Brothers Cafe and not wrestling. I don't know. Rethink your name, lads. Go by Gallus instead of the Coffee Brothers.
Yeah,
go by Gallus.
I just try to call them Gallus now, but yeah.
But they don't. On commentary, they're like the Coffee Brothers representing Gallus. I'm like, no, can you just call them Gallus, please? Because the Coffee Brothers, it makes me think of like a bean delivery service. You can get those subscriptions, $40 a month. They'll send you free coffee beans. If anyone wants to sponsor us, let us know. If you're called Coffee Brothers, even better. But that's what it makes me think of. So I'm going to Google that now. I bet there is a Coffee Brothers that do bean delivery.
We should find a coffee sponsor, because we're doing so much up late stuff that they They can sponsor.
Yeah, I can't drink caffeinated drinks after 5 p.m. I just can't, or else I don't sleep.
It's probably good for you because you don't sleep. But anyway, this match was actually quite a
This is
fun
true.
match in my opinion. This is where the Coffees or / Gallus belong.
Yes.
Yeah, they should be in the
I have
tag
the same
division.
thing in my notes. The tag title scene is a way better place for these guys.
Yeah. They looked really good. Andrews and Flash Morgan looked good as well, but they were there just for cannon fodder for these guys. But they put up a good show.
Mark Andrews is one of the most underrated guys on the roster.
Yeah, and I'm putting Flash Morgan Webster in that too. Flash Morgan Webster, even within the independent scene, I mean, that progress and that, he had really good character stuff, but I don't think he ever held like any major titles or anything. So he's one of those really underrated guys throughout his whole career, sort of like a
He was one of the MVPs of that second UK tournament.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because I always compare him to not like obviously look or style, but his career. I kind of judge it kind of like Sami Zayn's in a weird way, like someone that's never really won a lot of titles, but just is always been awesome. But
He's always around, but he's never the guy.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Kofi Kingston, even on the main roster.
yeah, like a Kofi, exactly right.
Always around, always a secondary who can fill that spot when need be.
Yeah, but
But he's never given the ball. Yeah.
yeah, but fun match. This is where I like to see Gallus. Like they look beast at the end there. Their finisher, I love their finisher. Just that
Yeah.
forearm into the clothesline or whatever it is. I love that.
I think we're completely in agreement that this is where Gallus belong. They pick up the win,
Yep.
which you don't get mad about because this is where they belong. Then we get a Nina Samuels video. Not much to say there, really.
Not really.
We also see a promo from Jordan Devlin, and he's not finished with Travis Banks, the Irish ace.
Yeah.
Is not.
Yeah.
He insulted his nose at one point. I mean, come on, man. He can't change his nose. You know?
Well,
I think that's a good rule to go by. If it's something the person can't change, then you don't insult it. You know, it's not nice.
or can't you? There's a million people in Hollywood that disagree with you. You can't change your nose.
Just go down to Tom's rhinoplasty. No, look, I think that, you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
You think a wrestler can afford a nose job? Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Maybe when he gets the main roster call up, maybe. So then we get-
John Cena can sure afford a lot of work these days. But
I wonder if John Cena's going to age gracefully, or if he's going to go like the Tom Hanks route. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I can imagine him going the Tom Hanks route and showing up when he's 70 and looking like a plastic 40-year-old.
To make a proper comment on this quick little video package, give me more Devlin Banks. I don't give a shit about the story. Just give me more wrestling between those two because they're amazing together.
Yeah, well, I like that they're trying to tell story with them, but okay, I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Banks.
You know what I mean? I would respect the story too, but at the same time, I'm just like, I just want to see these two guys go at it. And I love...
Speaking of give me more, though, Kaylee Ray. We get a hype video for Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray, I don't know if you know this, Kaylee Ray's my fave from the indie scene over there. So, she has match of the year contenders in Pro Wrestling Eve. You know, I'm a big fan of Kaylee Ray, so I'm very excited to see her coming onto the yellow brand.
Yeah, well, I think the women's division needs a couple more members. So perfect.
Yeah, well, you say that because you're not a fan of Ginny, you're not a fan of Nina Samuels. Like, I don't know, man. I'm starting to think you're like Aiden.
What? Don't compare me to Aiden. Wow.
We're going to get heat for that. Aiden is not a misogynist. It's just the gimmick. I'm just pretending it's fine. I don't actually believe you hate women, Aiden. Not that you listen to this. No one on our team listens to this. We have like hundreds of listeners that listen to the podcast, but no one who's actually on the show ever listens to it. I don't know what that says about us.
I spend my day listening to NBA podcasts, but anyway. But no. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that much of a women hater, but you know that.
I should hope not.
I'm in love with the two main girls in the division, and there's been a couple of us.
We'll get there.
But
yeah. We'll get
Yeah.
there. But then before we get there, we have to deal with Trent Seven versus Shane Thorne. It's so weird seeing Shane Thorne do singles matches.
Yeah, but he still looks good, doesn't he? Even in this losing effort, which he's had a couple of TV losses recently, just as
At least he's on
At
TV.
least he's on TV, but he looks good. He looks good even in losing effort. He's such a quality talent, Shane Thorne. I don't know if this is his ceiling, if there's much more to him, but who knows? Maybe
He and Rhea have been teaming on the Largo circuit in mixed tags, and there's rumblings and rumors that we're going to get a new. I don't know if they're still going to call it the Mighty, but we're going to get a new formation of a stable with Jonah Rock, Elliot Sexton, Rhea Ripley, Shane Thorne, and potentially Mr. Football Man. What's his name?
Daniel Vito, yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Vito, because he's got a gimmicked Twitter now. He's come up on the what did his Twitter become? He changed his Twitter. He's the Untamed. Vito _ WWE, the Untamed. That's what his like picture say. He's on the hunt. He's the Untamed. So is he going to end up in a stable faction with? He's got a picture here posing with Rhea Ripley. So I don't know. Just putting it out there. I've heard rumblings. I've heard whispers. There's talk that maybe we're going to get an Aussie faction. And, Shane Thorne, ever since Mikey Nichols came back here, he's been on TV more, to be honest with you. He's been on TV more since they've not been teaming. So I think that they want him to be the singles guy. And if he has, if they have, Rhea as well, and then if he has at least Jonah and Elliot backing him up as the big goons to his, small, runaway heel sort of gimmick, I think that's a force to be reckoned with in the NXT universe.
Absolutely. Because actually in my notes, I'm like, another losing effort for Shane Thorne. If only he knew some Aussies at the PC could back him up.
Yeah, because I don't think it'll take them too long to get on TV.
No,
I mean,
no.
Because, Elliot Sexton is more than TV ready. Jonah Rock is more than TV ready. So I say that knowing absolutely nothing about TV or working a hard cam or anything, but we love these guys, and so we're going to pump them up. We're the Aussie Graps guys. That's what we do.
I don't think it'll take long for them to come up, but this was a fun match. But you know what? I'm not a big fan of 7 in singles matches. There's something about 7 singles matches that kind of, I don't know, like.
See, I disagree with you there.
I don't know. I love him. I really do, but. There's just something about some of
his Atlas title defenses in Progress lately have been one of the most consistently good things about the shows. He had one against Gino Gambino, of course,
true.
Which is and he and Gino had a brilliant match. It was like an amazing debut there for Gino. So I don't know. I can't agree with you there on that one, but it still is weird to me seeing Shane Thorne in singles. But Trent Seven, like you said, Trent Seven picks up the win by maintaining wrist control. Wrist control is important. Any wrestlers out there listening, I love a good wrist control finish, man.
It's important
because when you get hit but you maintain the wrist control and then you fire back with a big lariat or something like that and pick up the win. Oh man, there's no such thing as a better finish than that. I love it.
The king of it is in Japan, Mr. Okada. He's the king of he's the king of that. But I love that.
Yeah, definitely. And the king of maintaining ankle control would be our very own Jack Bonza.
Oh yeah, definitely.
but I digress. Moving on, Joseph Connors cuts a promo about El Ligero catching him on an off day. I don't even remember that El Ligero got a win over Joseph Connors, and I probably talked about it here. So, that's a thing. And he says, "I'm going to show Ligero that I'm better." All right, Connors, good for you.
Yeah.
I'm not too into this guy.
Connors? No. Ligero? Yes, I love Ligero. Connors?
You know who loves Ligero?
Who?
My daughter. She's
enough,
4.
yeah.
So masks, horns, that's her bag, man. She's all over it.
I love Ligero. He's amazing. Defiant tried him, or WCPW at the time, tried him as a heel. I didn't like it. He's a babyface.
Yeah, he's got to be a babyface fighting from underneath. And then we get the grizzled young vets who absolutely cannot be baby faces. They come out. Is there anyone better in NXT UK than Zach Gibson on the microphone?
No. Maybe outside of British Strong Style, Trent Seven's one of the best on mic. I think he's one of the best. But yeah, no, grizzled young vets are amazing.
Yeah, so Gibson says that he'd rather be at home because we're still in Phoenix, Arizona, of course, at the Royal Rumble weekend. He says that the NXT tag teams are no competition, tells them to line up because, the grizzled young vets are the standard bearers, the champions holding the most important titles in WWE. I love that. I love that he keeps referring to their tag team titles as the most important titles in the company because, if you refer to them as such, and you defend them as such, they become such. It's as simple as that.
Exactly.
If you say, I am the best, and then you win, you are the best. It's very simple. And honestly, I would say the NXT UK title, because of how well Pete Dunne has done with it, how well Pete Dunne has defended that title and ran with that title, I feel like it is the most prestigious title in WWE at the moment, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm a bit NXT. What's the right word? I defend NXT.
Biased.
Yeah, NXT bias. Sorry, that's the right word. But I believe nearly all the NXT titles are probably the most significant titles in the company right now. The
NXT main title for me has sort of lost a step since.
Goldie.
I think since Aleister Black. Ciampa's doing a good job to restore it, but not as good. I don't know, because it's just sort of tied up with that whole story. And it went from Aleister Black, who didn't have a good run, and then it's been tied up in that story with Johnny and Tommaso. It doesn't have what it once had. Although, even back in the day, it was always just the thing they held right before they got called up. Look at Neville, Bo Dallas. All these guys would, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, they'd hold the title, then they'd get called up and they'd drop the title to go to the main roster. And it was just kind of like, there was a small period there where it kind of meant a little bit more than that. But yeah, I don't know. Wrestling's a very what have you done for me lately kind of thing. And what has the NXT title done for me lately?
No, fair enough. But yeah, I agree with you. The NXT UK titles, NXT UK tag titles, and the main titles. I love where they're going with all this.
Just the whole we hold the most important title in the company. I love that. I love that attitude.
Just a quick note on their little thing about being in Phoenix. I agree. Fuck. I'm sorry. I know you don't like the NXT, the UK chants. You're not a big fan of it.
No. I felt it this week. Last week, I felt like this is refreshing. This week, I felt like this is boring.
It just feels like NXT OG light in a way. And I was like, no, like NXT.
Well, no, even like the Full Sail crowd is better than this crowd.
Like NXT UK is special because it's got that UK feel in it. Like you got that progressy Rev Pro kind of feel to it, and that's what makes it stand out to NXT. You got to create some sort of difference. You got to create that vibe, and they've had it. And I did not like it being in America. I get why they did it because they try to have nearly every single WWE contracted human being in the one city in the one weekend for everything.
Yeah. See, I don't like the convention tapings. Like when they because that's basically what it is, right? We're going to do a big convention around WrestleMania. We're going to do a big convention around Royal Rumble. And I don't like taping TV at those because I feel like the crowd are sort of going to a million things every day. They're never going to be at their peak, right? Because they're saving their peak for the Rumble. They're saving their peak for the TakeOver. They're not going to be at their peak at the TV tapings, and so it bums me out. I feel like if you want to tape NXT UK in America, you do it at Full Sail as a special attraction because the Full Sail crowd would treat it well. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the convention TV tapings, but anyway, we move on. Only Lorcan and Danny Burch come out, and Burch tells them to shut up. But Burch and Lorcan are very simple on the mic, and in a backstage promo, I don't like it, but in a confrontational promo, like I've got the mic, you've got the mic, you're going to blab on for a bit, and then I'm going to say, shut up, let's fight. It works, right? So they charge the ring, and then Gibson and Drake retreat because heels.
Yeah. Lorcan is so underrated. Fuck, I love that guy. I love him.
Yeah, got to love some Biff Busick.
Absolutely.
I reckon these guys, it sucks that they didn't get to keep their names. You know, that he came in before the era of people keeping their names.
Yeah.
Although I guess he wouldn't have been a big enough star to get to keep his name anyway.
Then again, half the NXT UK roster, all the NXT UK guys to get their name. But
yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if Jonah and Elliot are going to get to keep their names. Because I really don't want to see Johnny Claw and Sexton Large Man. Like, you know?
What it'll probably be for Jonah, it will be Jonah.
Just
Jonah.
Jonah.
I mean, like, it's going to suck not having him as Jonah Rock, but they're not going to leave the Rock name on there. Like, the Rock belongs to one person and one person only in the WWE history.
Ah, boo this man.
I boo this man. You know what Vince is like. He's keeping that Rock name on nobody else. But
yeah. Anyway, what we need is the Rock to go to All Elite Wrestling so that Vince gives up on him the way he is on Undertaker. Anyway, we move on. Next week, Gallagher faces Bate, so that's pretty cool. Obviously, again, they're still in Arizona. That's why. But then we get the main event: Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm. Great match. Where do you think this stands in their matches? Do you think this was better than the other?
This. If it wasn't for Dream and Gargano, this would have been match of the week for me, NXT wise. But which we'll touch on soon. But yeah, like
Tony's headbutts freak me out though.
But this is fantastic. Don't you just love seeing? Well, we had 3 Aussies on this show with Shane Thorne earlier, but having 2 Aussies headline an NXT show, just keep going.
I always think it's so funny that our 2 Aussies headline the NXT UK. You know,
South Australia versus Queensland, love it. It was a good match. It was great. What else can you say about these two? They're fucking having nearly the best 12 months of their freaking careers, and especially Rhea.
But. Unfortunately, Tony picks up the win. I said this previously. I didn't want Rhea to rush into her rematch because it means she's obviously clearly going to lose. And I don't like knowing going in. I want there to be that, when you go into takeovers a lot of the time, it's like, ooh, either one could win, but this time around, it's just like, obviously Tony's going to retain and go on to have matches with everyone else because Tony's the workhorse and that's what they're going to want her to do. But, I think Rhea's going to return to NXT proper. I think that's the plan for her. So, which I'm cool with. I think that there's the NXT women's division is relatively crowded, but I think that she will make a mark when they bring her back. So I think that it's a good spot. But yeah, it was a good match. Tony wins with was it with the Storm Zero? I can't remember. Yeah. It's getting too late. Let's get on to NXT proper. But first, just want to talk about some of our sponsors, Mikey, if I can. Are you familiar with Threadbox?
I am familiar with Threadbox.
Of course you're familiar with Threadbox because they've been sponsoring our show for a while now. People, if you want to look good without any of the effort of having to go out to the shops, stand in lines, try things on and all of that sort of nonsense, contact Threadbox, threadbox.com.au. Use the code TheB+15. Just for being a listener of ours, they're going to give you 15% off your first box. It's a subscription box shipped straight to your door. You deal with a stylist by email. If they ever send you something you don't like, you send it straight back and they will replace it in the next box with an item of equal value. It's a fantastic deal. It keeps me looking fresh when I go out to the wrestling shows, and it can keep you looking fresh as well. Because let's face it, I don't mean to insult anyone, but sometimes wrestling fans, maybe need a little help in that department. We're not necessarily the most fashionable bunch. I talk about this a lot with the black shirts, right?
No more black shirts.
No more black shirts, guys. Big boys on board. When you sign up for Threadbox, the B+15, all right, as your code to get 15% off your first box, I want you to put in your initial consultation with them. No black shirts, right? Let's endeavor to be colorful and different at wrestling shows. Moving on though as well, we also have our new friends over at the Muscle Hustle. Have you been playing, Mikey?
Oh, I have been. I love this game. So fun.
Dude, I was I'm going to be honest, I probably shouldn't say this when it's an advertising bit. I was a bit skeptical about it. Like when they first reached out and we were talking to them and stuff, I was like, Oh man, I've played so many like of these random like collect cards or whatever games, but this one's actually super deep. Like the level of, because you don't just collect the wrestlers, you also collect the coaches and the abilities and the gear, and you have to upgrade your gear onto the wrestlers and use the coaches to train them up to get up to the levels. And you go through the ranks from being a jobber to being an indie star to being a superstar, etc., etc. And you go around collecting belts. The single player, I still haven't gone onto the multiplayer yet, which I probably should. But that's how much there is to do in this game. I've been playing it for like 6 or 7 weeks now, and I haven't even touched all of what it has to offer.
Yeah, such a fun game. I love it.
Yeah, it's like pool, I guess, because it's like you got to angle your shots and stuff, right? It's really cool. You guys got to check it out. It's the Muscle Hustle, link in the show notes if you want to download it. And for this one, the promo code, they're going to give you a promo code too. You're going to get free goodies with this one. It's not just 15%, you get free goodies. So the B+ in the promo code section, and that's going to get you a whole bunch of goodies to help you get a leg up on the competition so you can beat them in that multiplayer that I am yet to get to. Mikey.
Yes.
I can hear your TV.
That is actually the sound of the Muscle Hustle.
All right, let's turn up. Let's talk NXT proper. Aleister Black and Roderick Strong starting off the show. Was there a reason for this match? Did I miss something?
I'm guessing it's still just Aleister Black versus UE.
Yeah.
But what a match. Little interesting.
If you want a match with two people just beating the shit out of each other with stiff strikes, these are two guys to put in there. Holy shit.
Yeah. I've loved Roddy Strong for better part of 2 decades. I've been watching him since fucking Punk was in Ring of Honor. That's how long ago.
He hasn't been wrestling that long, has he?
Yeah, he's in the same. I put him in the same bracket as Johnny Gargano, Daniel Bryan. Like he's one of those guys that just have been around for so long.
Yeah, like I remember the first time I remember. I guess he was in Ring of Honor quite a while ago, wasn't he? But I remember the stuff where he really clicked with me was in Evolve.
Right. Okay. Because his stuff with Ring of Honor, when he was with, I think he was with Austin Aries. In ring career started year 2000, 19 years technically.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't think of what the name of the team was, but he was with Austin Aries in a heel sort of stable, I think with I want to say Teddy Hart or someone like that, and he was fucking so good. 2004. I'm going to quickly research this. It's killing me. Generation Next. He was with Alex Shelley, Austin Aries, and Jack Evans.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck, yeah.
That sounds vaguely familiar, yeah.
He's one of those guys, kind of like Daniel Bryan and Johnny Gargano. Very underrated guy, the underdog. But I love him with this aggression. I love Daniel and Johnny with the aggression too. It just suits their character. The underdog thing, it only can go so far. But when these smaller underdog guys get that aggression, oh god, they go to a next level, and I just love it.
Yeah. Well, if you want to see his aggression and stuff, I definitely recommend checking out some of the. I mean, obviously his NXT work is great, but where he caught my attention was in Evolve, in like I want to say the early days of Evolve, but it was like Evolve. It was like 2014, 2015, I guess, and he like matches with Zack Sabre Jr., Biff Busick, Drew Galloway when he was there and stuff, and they had just amazing matches in Evolve, and that's when I became a big fan of Roderick Strong. But I guess you're right; he had been around for a long time before that, and I just hadn't even really noticed because he did some stuff in like CZW and stuff as well. I assume.
PWG.
Yeah.
So a random note that I wanted to make about this: Aleister Black, aka Tommy N to people, any indie marks like me out there, and Roddy Strong, two guys that have been around nearly every independent or super independent show for the last 15 years, have only ever crossed paths twice in their career. One was in a Progress tournament match back in 2015, and once in a 6-man match in PWG when Aleister Black / Tommy End was in a team with Marty Scurll and Zack Sabre Jr. as Eurotrash. And Roddy Strong was with Young Bucks as Mount Rushmore 2.0. it's amazing how much these guys go back, but they never really cross paths much. But yeah, this is a great opener, like perfect opener for a weekly show. Like set the pace straight up. This is perfect.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. After the match, so Aleister Black picks up the win with the Black Mass out of nowhere, and after the match, Undisputed Era attack, and then Ricochet makes a save. Yeah. So we're building to some more group warfare, which they've been doing a lot of.
They seem like they're building Ricochet and Black as a really good tag team. Like kind of as a,
which is interesting.
Yeah,
it's an interesting choice.
Yeah, like another gang attack from Undisputed Era, and the first of 2 gang attacks of the night, post-match gang attacks. But yeah, no, it was, Ricochet and Black doesn't really. I don't really want to see them tag, but I get it. The combination between the two would be amazing, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we get a backstage argument with the Horsewomen and basically the entire women's locker room, followed by a Bianca Belair video promo about not letting anyone else step in and get a shot before her because she is undefeated. Honey, you lost.
Yeah, she is defeated, and
no, I still love Bianca Belair, and she's talking about in her mind, right? It's a mindset thing. That's how you stay undefeated. I kind of like the angle. Yeah, I like it.
I wasn't a big fan of that women's locker room angle. Like, other than one person that looked good out of it on their locker room side, which we'll talk about in a minute with the next match that's up. But yeah, like I don't know, like it was just basically PC girls. I'm like, I don't even know who half of these girls were, and I know a lot.
Well, I knew most of them, but I don't ever like when they have large groups of people backstage just yelling at each other.
Yeah,
I'm like, these are professional fighters.
Yeah,
why would they be backstage yelling at each other? This makes no sense. Like, they would be beating the shit out of each other. You go to a backstage brawl, I'm all for it. You go to people backstage, rabble, 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 rabble. It just reminds me of South Park, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, we see the recap of the NXT stars showing up on Raw and SmackDown. We don't need to go into that. That's main roster stuff.
Yeah, but.
Do you want to touch on it? Do you want to? Do you have
feelings?
Minor, do you have thoughts?
Very minor. I'm not going to talk about the Raw and SmackDown side of things. I want to talk about where do these 4 go from here? Because there is a rumor out there today that I've read on a couple of things, on a couple of the web Facebook pages and whatnot. The rumor is that Triple H wasn't even aware that these guys were going to get caught up until last minute.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I did see that as well, that Triple H didn't know until they were there.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the matches on Raw and SmackDown. All 4 of them, they had great matches. They all got great wins, great showcase. But yeah, I care more about the NXT side. But like I don't know, like, are they all gone up now? Is it still just a tease? Is it a cross promo to highlight NXT a bit more? Like, is it Vince just jerk reactioning to things, or?
I have no idea. But it did pop a rating. Raw got the highest rating in like 5 months. So, there's something to it.
Yeah. But no, it's
But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the way they've done the call ups. Yeah. So I we'll leave that for the main roster guys to talk about.
Because I'm guessing all 4 of these guys stay till Takeover anyway.
Well, you'd hope so, right? Like, they've got matches building for Takeover anyway. Yeah. We move on. We get Mia Yim versus Xia Li.
Before we get that, do you know what got announced just before it?
Oh, right. The Dusty Rhodes Classic announcement. Yes, I forgot about
that. Yeah. Reeling you back in. Yeah, Dusty Rhodes Tag Classic. You know me, I love any tournament play, even NXT. It's fine. They've only announced 4 tag teams this week. Next 4 will be announced next week. Undisputed Era, European Union, Street Profits, and Forgotten Son. So pretty self-explanatory which 2 teams go through in those out of those 4. But
yeah. You would think. But anyway, then we get the Mia Yim versus Xia Li match, which I really enjoyed. Mia Yim gets the win in the Battle of the Martial Artists there, but the 4 horsewomen attack and beat her down.
Second gang attack of the night. Yep.
Yeah, and then out come all the trainees for the rescue, and we get an all-out brawl.
Like, I saw it happen. I'm like, I'm sure we just saw this like 15 minutes ago in the men's open. But I really believe that in 2019 she'll be NXT Women's Champion. There's something about Yim that screams star to me. I'm not too sure where she is with age. I know she's been around the block for a while. I don't know if she's still young or she's... But I believe she's really marketable. I think she's got a cool look. In ring, she's fantastic. Whether you knew her as Jade in Impact or whatever, I believe she's awesome. And I firmly believe she'll be NXT Women's Champion this year. Might not be to the end of the year, but I reckon she will be at some point this year. She's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that for sure. I think the NXT women's roster is so deep at the moment, man. I don't know how they don't just give the women of the company their own show. I really don't. But I've been pushing for that for years, and it's gotten even more like they'll sign any woman that's remotely good, as well, which leaves the indies. That's the only part where I actually agree with people when they're like, oh, WWE raid the indies and kill it. I think it doesn't. They generally don't, except the women's scene. They're signing any woman who's remotely good lately, So like they've taken a lot of our women, they take a lot of the UK's women. So it's sort of one of those things where that's the only part where it actually makes sense to me is with the women. But I want them to get their own show. That's what I want.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah. Then we get Candice backstage asking Johnny if he knows what he needs to do, and she's all in black, which I found very interesting.
Yeah. I don't want them turning her heel. Like,
evil Candice is evil because evil Johnny is evil.
Yeah. Candice is just meant to be cute, that she's a pink and Disney and I don't know, like Joey Ryan, and I just...
That's all right. What about the Elite are teasing a Candice return?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that on Being the Elite lately? They keep asking Joey Ryan where that blonde girl is that used to protect him. She was great. Anyway, that's what I'd like to see, to be honest. I want her to see out her contract and be like, I'm not going to re-sign with NXT because you guys have just made me Johnny's wife. I'm going to go elsewhere where I can be my own person. Like, that's what I would like to see.
Sorry, boys, 1 year too late and you could have had so much.
She's like the one person in this system who I'm very much like, I really want her to leave and go to AEW. Because she has a history with those guys, and she deserves better than what she's got because she's become Johnny's wife. She's become Candice Wrestling, and not in a good way.
There's two main roster guys I really want to go. I really want to see go, but that's for another time.
Yeah. Maybe if someone wants to hear us talk about who we want to see jump ship to AEW, you can get custom episodes on our Patreon, patreon.com/theb+. At the $10 tier, you become a super producer. You get to tell us what to talk about, who's going to talk about it. And so if you want to hear that kind of thing, let us know. Anyway, moving on. So she asks about if he knows what he needs to do. And Tommaso's there if Johnny needs him. And Johnny's like, I don't need anyone. I won this on my own. Rah, rah. Tommaso says he's going to watch, which he does. Then we get Jeremy Borash sitting down with Matt Riddle. Is this the first time we've seen Jeremy Borash on WWE
I've
TV?
actually got in my notes. Oh my God, I love seeing Jeremy Borash. Like,
it was so fucking weird. I'm like, what is he doing on WWE Network? It's so odd.
First note, this is a pot calling the kettle black because I'm a big guy, but Jeremy Borash has put on a lot of weight since he was Impact.
He's he's an older man now, dude. He's got to be like 50 something.
Nothing wrong with it, but I'm like, I don't remember him being that stocky.
Dude, Jeremy fucking Borash. He was the voice of World Wrestling All-Stars. You remember World Wrestling All-Stars?
Wow.
Inception.
Wow.
Inception. This is with Juventud Guerrero doing a rock impression.
Wow.
With Buff Bagwell and Road Dogg and just random matches. It was so random.
Wow.
You can get that on a lot of the pivot shares. I'm pretty sure it's on RPW on demand which I know you have an RPW on demand account. If you go to promotions on a lot of the pivot shares, if you go to promotions, World Wrestling All-Stars, baby, it's right there. They did like 3 pay-per-views. It's amazing.
I really want to find this now.
It's so bad. But Jeremy Borash was the voice of that. That was in like 2001. He did WCW before that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure he started.
He wasn't like one of the main guys in WCW, but he was like one of the interviewers.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, I don't know. I love me some Jeremy Borash, and he showed up, and it was amazing. He sits down with Matt Riddle. That whole video is available on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm looking forward to it because I've enjoyed the Matt Riddle. The series that they did on the Performance Center YouTube. People should definitely check that out. It's been really fun watching his journey as he came to NXT. But essentially, the thrust of this was he wants to go for gold,
and he wants change. He wants to make a difference. He doesn't want to be the same. Like, I love that they highlight that he walked into NXT wearing a suit and thongs. And a cap, but like he's just a different guy, and I don't think the timelines are going to allow it, but I genuinely believe Riddle should be the one to take on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, no, I can get behind it. I don't think
I don't think the timelines are going to match up. I think by the time Riddle gets to main roster, Brock will be gone. But Riddle to me is main roster ready in a heartbeat. No, he doesn't need much at all. But I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'd love it.
Yeah, and then the main event, of course, Velveteen Dream, Johnny Gargano. This one was spoiled for me during our call-in show, so bummy. But what can you do? Velveteen Dream, Johnny Gargano, North American Championship match. Dream wins. He finally has a goddamn title. It's about time.
He fucking deserves it. Match of the probably one of my favorite NXT TV matches of all time. Like, there's a lot of them. Obviously,
that's a big call. Yeah,
340 episodes we're up to. But I don't know. It has to be up there. Like that's nearly a 20-25 minute TV match for a title with a title change. I don't remember any of them being that good. Like, I mean, obviously there's a big library and you'd have to sort of go back through, but it has to be up there with one of the best. I love this. Velveteen looked like a fucking god coming out of this. Oh my god. Like, it's too scary to think what damage they can do to him on the main roster, but he has superstar written all over him. He has the next, like, forget Roman Reigns, like, Velveteen Dream should be the one that you build your company around. He is the star.
Yeah, Velveteen Dream is an absolute star, and he's got so much time left. He's so young. There's so much further he can go. It's insane. So the finishing sequence, this match was great. The finishing sequence especially got me, like, the super kick, the rebound off the ropes. Before that, they went to the outside. Gargano hits the suplex on the ramp. The false finishes were great. Dream ends up getting the win, hitting 2 Dream Valley drivers in rapid succession, followed by a Purple Rainmaker. Gets the win. New North American champion. Very much a high point to close out.
Oh, big time. And that was a little... you feel that was a little little nod to Cena there? You know how Cena does his FU, picks him up twice, and does the second FU straight away? And Velveteen is one of Cena's new favorites. Cena's always
I like how Velveteen does it, how he does the roll through. Yeah, I love it.
I love it. I love Cena in wrestling. When you do it, especially do it twice. Do it twice or do it 3 times. Like, put them away.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's NXT for the week. That's the view from the WWE Universe NXT edition. Big boy Mikey, where can people find you?
Hopefully in bed soon because it's midnight. No, at big boy _ Mikey 86 on the Twitter and the Instagrams, but I'm shit on Instagram. Just follow me on Twitter.
I am at Greg Unchained on Twitter, at the Greg Unchained on Instagram. We collectively are the B Plus Wrestle on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit. The B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. Like, share, subscribe, 5-star review if you like what we do. And thank you so much for listening.
Rock on.
Hold one. arm drag.
You're not doing this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
So, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold 2. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Dummy. Hold 3. The moss covered. 3-handle family granunzo.